Welcome back to ZNGP Today. Pecco Bagnaia arrives at the Red Bull Ring with a proud history. 5 straight wins there across sprints and GPs. But this weekend's stop-go layout threatens to expose a season-long Achilles heel. The GP25's ongoing braking and corner entry issues leave Bagnaia vulnerable at one of MotoGP's most braking-intensive circuits, while teammate Marc Márquez continues to read each track's balance better than anyone. Ducati Corse boss Gigi Dall'Igna has given a wide-ranging interview to Motosprint, praising the factory's current setup while explaining how he manages 2 very different champions in the same garage. Far from seeing Marc Márquez and Pecco Bagnaia as a problem, Dall'Igna calls them a dream team, and would happily accept staggered world titles across seasons if that's how it plays out. Reigning champion Jorge Martin returned to the MotoGP fray at Brno and left encouraged. After a difficult run of injuries and interruptions, Martin finished 7th in the Czech GP and says he now feels at home at Aprilia, confident the RSGP can fight for podiums in the remaining rounds of 2025. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. Red Bull Ring is basically the opposite of a flowing, high-speed circuit, short straights, heavy brakes, and rapid direction changes. For a rider who built his reputation on late, aggressive stopping, it should be Bagnaia's hunting ground, except this year the GP25 has flipped that script. Bagnaia won 3 GPs and 2 sprints at Spielberg since 2022, exploiting hard braking to hold rivals off. This weekend will reveal whether Ducati's summer fixes have made him competitive where it counts most. Austria is one of only 3 tracks, with Burum and Motegi, where rules forced the largest 355mm front discs for safety. Bagnaia said the bigger discs helped at Aragon, but the team later reverted to standard 340mm plates at smoother tracks, and tried a different approach, altering the master cylinder/pump on the lever to mimic the 355mm feel. He explained that changing the pump did what the 355s were doing. It improved feel and reduced front locking, but it wasn't a cure-all. Movement, unexpected locks and limited rear assistance still make braking a delicate balance. Short-term, pump tweaks can help. Long-term, Bagnaia hints the bike's front-end DNA still isn't matching what he needs. Where Bagnaia used to be notoriously hard to pass, he now admits he's one of the worst at defending under braking. Late braking now either leaves him wide or invites rivals to nip past on the approach, a psychological and tactical role reversal with serious championship consequences. I was always difficult to overtake, but now the situation has reversed. I'm one of the worst, everyone overtakes me in braking, I can't brake hard. That vulnerability costs positions and momentum. It's why Bagnaia's season objectives have shifted from chasing Marquez to trying to retake P2 in the standings. Marc Márquez, by contrast, has adjusted his trade-off between braking and corner speed. After Mugello, he noted Bagnaia's very late, hard braking while saying he himself emphasized corner speed, an approach paying off handsomely as Marquez continues to dominate. Marquez's adaptability is the yardstick this year. 9 wins from 12 GPs and a run that includes 10 straight victories, including sprints, mean he can choose his battles and set up philosophy track by track. Key indicators this weekend will be whether Ducati sticks with the pump trick or 355mm plates, Bagnaia's tire and brake pad wear over longer stints, and how much corner entry confidence he can regain without sacrificing mid-corner speed. Bagnaia's nearer-term aim is pragmatic: close the 48-point gap to Alex Marquez in P2 first, then chip away at the larger difference to the leader. For Ducati, Austria is a diagnostic. Either the summer work shows measurable gains in the braking window, or the GP25's front-end characteristics will remain a limiting factor into the final third of the season. The Red Bull Ring is a brake-heavy litmus test. If Bagnaia can find consistency in feel and stop the bike where he wants, Spielberg could be the place he reclaims his old defensive edge. If not, the weekend will underline why the GP25, for all its speed, still needs a meaningful front-end cure if Pecco is to return to the form that once made him untouchable. Dall'Igna underlines a simple but revealing philosophy. He wants to win, not humiliate the sport. Dominance brings success, but it can also breed resentment among fans and rivals, something he's conscious to avoid. "I like to win, not to destroy," Dall'Igna's statement. That balance shapes Ducati's public messaging and internal approach. Be ruthless on track, but remain respectful of the championship's spectacle and its audience. With Marquez and Bagnaia under one roof, Ducati claims what many outside the paddock dream of: two genuine title contenders. Dall'Igna frames the pairing as the best the factory has produced, not a management headache. "Our two riders aren't proving particularly difficult to manage. Marc and Pecco are intelligent, they know how far to go and when to stop." That assessment comes after seasons of jockeying and ego management in top teams. Dall'Igna credits professionalism on both sides for keeping the peace and the pace. Asked whether he could live with one rider taking this year's title and the other next year, Dall'Igna doesn't hesitate. "A world championship this year for Marquez and next for Pecco? I would accept it immediately, regardless of the order. It's a pragmatic blueprint. Sustain excellence across seasons rather than concentrate all glory into a single campaign. A strategy that stabilizes sponsor value and team morale." Dall'Igna insists both riders get the same technical attention and resources. The factory's aim is clear: put both in a position to fight for the crown. That equality extends to development decisions, race support, and long-term planning, signaling Ducati's commitment to internal parity even when one rider currently outperforms the other. On whether teammates should actively help each other, Dall'Igna is blunt: in a title fight, mutual aid isn't guaranteed, and that's human. "It's normal pilots don't help each other. In a championship battle it's difficult to expect that." He frames this as realistic management: set clear expectations, protect the rider's independence, and trust professionalism to prevent destructive conflict. Gigi Dall'Igna's message is both confident and calculated. Ducati has assembled an enviable pairing in Marquez and Bagnaia, and management's job is to keep them winning, whether that means back-to-back crowns for different riders or one dominant season. With equal kit, steady leadership, and a focus on long-term success, Dall'Igna is content to trade short-term drama for sustained supremacy. If that means celebrating 2 world championships across 2 years, he'd welcome it immediately. Martin's primary objective at Brno was simple: complete laps and understand where to improve. After finishing the race, his first flag-to-flag appearance this year, he reported renewed belief in both himself and Aprilia's project. "Finishing was the target, making laps and understanding what I can do to improve for the future. So I'm super happy," Martin's statement. That completion marked a psychological reset, small steps aimed at longer-term returns. Martin made deliberate setup and riding tweaks over the weekend, notably easing his throttle application to preserve the rear tire. The adjustment paid dividends, a stronger middle stint pace close to the podium runners. "I changed a bit the riding style. I was warming too much the rear tire. I tried to be smoother on the throttle and it paid off. The middle part of the race, I was able to make like the pace of the 3rd to 4th. This tactical evolution, trading raw attack for tire life, looks key to exploiting Aprilia's package across race distance. Martin praised the RSGP's upside and pointed to teammate Marco Bezzecchi as proof the bike can podium and win. He's committed to staying with Aprilia for 2026 and believes the bike and team can push him back toward the sharp end. "I'm starting to feel like home here. I know they believe in me a lot and I believe in them. I feel really confident that the potential is huge." Confidence in the machinery will be central as Martin rebuilds race rhythm and racecraft after layoff time. Rather than promising instant miracles, Martin set pragmatic aims, a handful of rounds where he can realistically fight for podium finishes. He singled out 3 to 4 upcoming races as favorable opportunities. "I think we will be able to fight for at least podiums. This is the target, to finish the year making some podiums, and then be ready for next season." That measured target balances expectation management with ambition, a sensible play while regaining full race fitness. Despite earlier doubts about his Aprilia move, Martin says staying for 2026 was the right call. Having regained trust in the project and in his own form, he's focused on building momentum into next year. The next challenge is Austria, Red Bull Ring. If Martin can translate the Brno tweaks into stronger immediate results, the podium targets he's set are well within reach. Jorge Martin's Brno outing was less about fireworks and more about rebuilding, measured progress, smarter riding and renewed faith in Aprilia's package. With a clear plan, tire preservation, smoother throttle, targeted rounds, and a commitment to the team, Martin is aiming to end 2025 with podiums under his belt, and arrive at 2026 ready to challenge at the front. Thanks for watching ZNGP Today, and this is your MotoGP news update. And see you next time!